You guys can take any podium you like.
I definitely believe that I am a perfect candidate for this position because I value education to a high extent. I love Boise State University, and my decision to come here from an out-of-state student's point of view has been the most valuable experience of my life, especially through the field of academics.
Yeah, I'm adamant to create the best possible academic environment to allow people to thrive and achieve what they came to college to achieve.
I think I'm a really strong candidate for this position because of my experience on the Secretary of Academic Affairs Committee, Student Academic Affairs Assembly, and because of the fact that I've held several leadership positions here at Boise State, and because of my major, I hold academics in the highest regard.
I also am a big advocate for communication, and in academic affairs, I believe communication is key between student and faculty member. And I'm also a big advocate for small changes as well, because if you make a lot of small changes within the academic affairs, you can end up making a really big difference. So if I'm elected into office, my vision for this position is to see and hear students talk about issues that could be fixed.
I really do want to continue Jenna's legacy of breaking the gap between faculty and students, and making sure the students know who I am and know what I bring to the table and what they can approach me with, and know what it is in my power to do, whether it be through resolutions or whatnot. And so really I want to make sure that student voice is heard on anything academic related, and that's just the biggest part, is making sure student voice, they have a voice in decisions that are made at BSU. And so I want to support and create an academic environment that really allows, the students, individuals that came to college to achieve what they came to college to achieve.
I have a couple ideas for how I would represent the student body here with the Faculty Senate. I think one of the greatest ideas I have is like a monthly forum for students and professors to talk. This past week I had one of the hardest tests I've taken all semester, and I think that was because there was a lack of communication between the professor and the student. And I want to start this monthly forum so that students can have the opportunity to talk about trends they see in their professors, and professors can talk about trends they see in their students. I think it's really important that professors are able to kind of elaborate on why some expectations are set for students, as well as students are able to elaborate on some of their expectations they have for their professors as well.
My solution would probably be, again, going back to our core value, which is communication with students, is being able to talk to other students in your classes and have them talk to other students as well, to ask them, what's wrong in your classes? Are you struggling because your teacher isn't communicating with you right? Or is it because you're just not having enough one-on-one time with your professor? Because the big lecture halls, it's really hard to be able to form that connection with your professor when you're in such a big lecture hall. So again, it's with the communication through talking to your peers, through talking through tutoring sessions at the kids at the library too as well. Just having that communication with students all around the university is essential to being able to see what needs to be done in order to communicate with the faculty members.
I feel like, there's those end of the semester classes where you, rate your teacher and also give suggestions to how they can improve and whatnot. And I don't know exactly, I know some professors actually give extra credit incentive for students to complete it, and only if like 75% of the class completes it, then the students will get the extra credit. But I feel students will, if they know their feedback is actually being addressed and they can actually see how their feedback changes class structure or the way assignments are done and whatnot. If they can actually see how their feedback affects themselves, then I feel like there'd be a lot more incentive for students to actually give good feedback.
I know as a freshman, when I was taking courses, professors would always say like, oh, you should, spring break, you should sign up for this, community service activity, this and this and this, and it just didn't sound like it really was interesting. But I think if professors stress the type of relationships these would build in your, kind of like your upper division classes, and just the benefits of doing all these things. I know that like it's super popular to want to volunteer at St. Luke's, but when you're applying to medical school, they're going to see you volunteer at a hospital. What's going to stand out is that you volunteered, with some obscure like frog study that you did with a professor, So I think that just making sure that those will stand out and really relating that to students.
Thank you.